All right, today's story is called Jesus is Coming Again. We're finishing up our stories about Daniel this week, and next week we're going to start some new stories. So let's read our last story about Daniel. Daniel was becoming an old man now. He was nearly 84 years old and had worked for 3 kings in Babylon. Daniel had seen many things change in Babylon, but one thing didn't change. There were still many people who didn't love God. And because they didn't love God, many of those people made some poor choices. That made Daniel feel worried and afraid that in the future, more people would continue to make more and more bad choices. Just as he had done so many times before, Daniel prayed to God. Daniel asked God to help him understand what would happen to God's people in the future. And God answered Daniel's prayer. In a vision, God showed Daniel about a great war that was being fought between Satan and God. God showed Daniel what happened when people forget all about God. Many people made some very bad choices. Some people said bad words and even hurt other people. There were times when it seemed like Satan's side was winning, but God hadn't forgotten about those who loved him. Daniel saw the special work that Jesus is doing in heaven right now. Daniel saw that Jesus has a special place in his records just for you and me. Daniel saw that Jesus is going through all the records to see who has said yes to Jesus so he can decide who will live with him forever. Daniel saw the time when Jesus would come back to this earth for all those who loved him. Daniel heard the angels blow the trumpets while those who died loving Jesus come back to life. It's as if those who had died had just gone to sleep. But when Jesus comes back to this earth, he will call out to them and wake them up. All those who love Jesus will be ready to go home to heaven with him. Daniel also saw that all those who love Jesus will get to go and live with Jesus forever. That's the day those who love Jesus are waiting for. Jesus will come back to this earth in the clouds. There will be many, many angels with him, and rainbow light will flash across the sky. That big cloud with Jesus and the angels will come closer to the earth. They will gather all those who said yes to Jesus. Perhaps the best of all will be to see Jesus smiling at us when he says, "Come to the place that I've prepared for you." When we get to heaven, Jesus will show us the new homes he has prepared for us. Everyone will have a mansion in the New Jerusalem and in the country too. We will get to plant gardens and have all sorts of wonderful fruits and vegetables to eat. We will have animals to play with, and they won't hurt us. We will also get to see all of God's people who had died but are now alive. It will be such a wonderful time for families to be together again. After 1,000 years of living in heaven, God will make a brand new earth. Everything will be brand new. There will be no more sickness or sadness. There will be no more dying or crying. No one will ever hurt again. Everything will be perfect. The New Jerusalem will come down from heaven to the new earth. Our new earth will be just like heaven's gardens. Flowers, trees, animals that don't hurt us, families living together, and no one will ever be sick or being hurt again. But the very best part will be that Jesus will be there with us. We will get to live with him forever. We can walk with him through the fields. We can play with him at the beach. And we can sit with him on the rocks and listen as he tells us stories. I can't wait for that day when I can live with Jesus forever. And Jesus can't wait for that day either. Jesus tells us, "I will come and get you so that you will always be with me. John 14, verse 13. I want to live with Jesus forever in heaven. I want to say yes to being friends with Jesus forever. The end.